What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all joining in. Interesting little live stream tonight. Pretty sure y'all gonna enjoy it. Basically, I'm just presenting to y'all the surveillance of, but the surveillance that Boston PD does on private citizens. And I'm speaking about me. And I had no problem with it. It's just the fact that when you turn the cameras on them, they got a problem with it. So I just wanted to show y'all some reports, some documents. Got about 5 or 6 reports and documents that they did on me while I was out there in the field holding them accountable. So I'm going to read through some documents, and I also got a few videos that go with these documents, so I'll play the video as well. But shout outs to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all coming in. Make sure y'all put y'all cities in the chat so I can shout y'all out. You know what I mean? Shout outs to John Denicola, Sharky, Lord Knowledge, what's going on, bro? Renetta Williams, Jeremy Brulard, Stephanie Ward. Shout out to all my Facebook people. Make sure y'all share this, put this out. Like I said, this is a presentation to y'all about how, police, and not just in Boston, but in cities all across the country, how they surveil you, okay? I go around and I record police, so you can expect them to have surveillance on me. But if they have surveillance on me, imagine the surveillance that they have on you just by simply, recording your license plate. That's surveillance right there, because they can figure out who you are just from those numbers and letters on the back and front of your car. But this ain't about y'all. This is about me. And I'm about to get into this presentation of documents that were FOIA requested, because they're public documents. It's public information. You dig what I'm saying? So, in one of my cases in the past, I felt as though I needed to dig deep. So I took a shot and I said, well, let me see if they got any public information on me. And man, did I come up with something good. Once again, shout out to everybody. D.D. Lump, Tracy D. Thompson. Perfect Sense Resistor Smokes Loud, moderator of the stars. Christine Doyle, shout out to Maine, Central Michigan. James Thrush, Erigasso, El Paso, Texas. Alice Concepcion, Florida. Shout out to everybody in Florida. Albert Walker, Cleveland, Ohio. Gang's all here. Detroit, West Central Wisconsin, Georgia. I see y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all got in front of y'all right now? This right here. This is a report by an officer, Jason Hessler. Can y'all see this? Are y'all able to see this clearly? Let me know in the chat if y'all can see this clearly. Shout out to Ryan Brown in Oklahoma. Seattle, Washington in the house. Texas, Bill W. Sentner. Can y'all see this? We about to get into this document of the surveillance on the resistance. This was FOIA requested. And before I start, I just want to say, I had this paperwork for a few months now. And I'll be honest, everything that I get, pertaining to the courts or whatever, I don't present everything because there's a bigger plan that I'm, trying to push forward. So, I present what I need to present to y'all when the time comes. But, in the meantime, I'll give you little tidbits here and there. But, this is my thing, and if y'all really want to know about it that deeply, it's all public record. Just do your research. But I say that to say that I was walking past the police station this evening, Me and my daughter was taking a walk, and we went to the store, and we had to walk back past the police station coming back. So a police officer was coming out the parking lot, and I gotta be honest, the police officers in the city of Boston know me. I don't know them. I recognize a few faces, and that's about it. But they all know me. And the reason why they all know me is because these documents that I'm presenting to y'all right now. But he spoke to me and said, "Hey, what's going on, John? How you doing?" I just looked at him and kept walking. My daughter asked me, "How does he know your name?" So I had to talk to her about that. But the point of the matter is that, in my opinion, he did that to just let me know that, yeah, we know you. It wasn't on the tip where he was just trying to greet. He was trying to greet me and be humble and nice. No, he just wanted to say, "Hey, John, how you doing?" Because he was in plain clothes leaving out the police station. And I thought about that for a few hours, and I said, well, my daughter asked me how did they know my name. And I thought about that. I said, well, because of these documents that they create within the police department. These documents right here. Boston Police. That's how they know my name, and they circulate it throughout the city. Don't got a problem with it, because guess what? I don't commit any crimes. And I already accepted this position the first time I picked up a camera. I know what comes with it. But moving right along, sorry to hold y'all. We about to get into these documents of the heavy surveillance of the resistance. Shout out to Jeff Chenette, all the way from LA. So right here is Jason Hessler. This is a serial ID number 140305. The date was July 20th, 2001. And this was he had body-worn camera when he was on the scene. And let me just tell you guys that a lot of times I didn't know that the police officers were on the scene, or if they were on the scene, they were just sitting in the car, and this is what they were doing right here, documenting and putting it in their system. So the narrative is says R/C. Don't know what that means. If anybody knows what R/C means, put it in chat. For a person filming received a call. Okay. R/C means received a call for a person filming security at 200 Clarendon Street. Upon arrival, officers observed the suspect John McCullough, aka the Resistance, on the corner of Trinity Place and St. James Street, filming security officers with his cell phone. Officers advised security that the suspect was allowed to record in public areas and advised McCullough to remain on public property, which he agreed to. I would search for the video, tried to match it up with the date, July 20th, 2021. I couldn't find a video. I actually don't even remember the situation. But this is right here, one example of how they document. And, to be honest with you, this goes in my favor a long way as far as holding police accountable, because what I'm going to present to you, surprisingly, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Just like what I just read to you right here. This is not bad at all. This is me conducting my First Amendment, which is a constitutional protected activity. So the type of contact was encountered, and once again, I can't even remember the situation, so I don't know if I had a verbal interaction with this police officer or not. And the basis for contact was reasonable suspicion. So they had reasonable suspicion. He didn't approach me, so obviously it wasn't reasonable. It wasn't reasonable suspicion. So he says, received a call for a person filming security at 200 Clarendon Street. Upon arrival, officers observed the suspect, John McCullough, aka the Resistance, on the corner of Trinity Place and St. James Street, filming security officers with his cell phone. None of that gave those officers reasonable suspicion. It's quite evident I was holding a cell phone. So that's the first one right there. The second one, give me 1 second. Pull this up right quick. This one right here. So this is the second one. And this is, you guys know this video. I'm going to play this video after I read this narrative right here. But this is a report. I had interaction with a police officer, and he still wrote a report of the interaction that we had. This was on July 3rd, 2021. And they actually got the time wrong. They have it as 1:59. I have it as 0:59. So that would be 12:59, July 3rd. It was actually on the 4th. It was after it would still be on the 4th. They had the time as 0:59 hours. So that would be 12:59, I believe. Pretty sure that would be 12:00 hours. July 3rd, 2021. The narrative is about 1 a.m. on Saturday, 7/3/2021. Officer Gene and the CG-058 did on site a suspicious person at 6 Road Street, Boston. Once again, this is behind the police station. This is where they go in and out of the parking lot. The officer observed the subject, John McCullough, recording the license plates of the personal vehicles of the Boston EMS employees. The officer approached the subject and requested that he stop. The subject was wearing a green winter coat with fur lining in the hood, a black camera on his left lapel, and holding an iPhone camera in his right hand. So it's the information that they have on me. Dox me. Got all my information through their system. So I'm going to play the video to this. Once again, I'm going to read the narrative once again. About 1 a.m. on Saturday, 7/3/2021. Officer Gene and the CG-058 did on-site a suspicious person at 6 Road Street, Boston. The officer observed the subject, John McCullough, recording the license plates of the personal vehicles of the Boston EMS employees. The officer approached the subject and requested that he stop. The subject was wearing a green winter coat with fur lining in the hood, a black camera on his left lapel, and holding an iPhone camera in his right hand. So let's get into this video real quick. I know a lot of y'all remember it.
I know you're gonna dig this.
B3 police station. I'm over there hiding now. I ain't even know he was sitting in there. Just like in the narrative, the street that I'm on is Road Street. This is the back of the police station where they come in and out with their vehicles, and also police issue vehicles in and out of the parking lot. And also the employees, if they can't park in the parking lot because it's occupied, they'll park on the street. And we could pretty much determine that this is the police officer's car right here. And this is Officer Gene right here. He's the one who approached me and asked me to stop recording. He pulled in from Blue Hill Avenue onto Rose Street. He seen that I was recording and he started asking me what's going on. And I didn't respond to him. Who are you?
Officer Gene, who are you?
What you want?
I want to know what's going on.
Keep going, bro. Keep going. There's nothing here to see. So, he got the right to ask me what's going on. He can ask me what he want to ask me, but I don't have to answer him at all. And I guess his feelings got hurt because I told him to keep going. He's seen what I was doing. He's seen that I was recording the license plate of the EMS. The EMS is right next to the police station. It's on the police station's property, okay, which is public property. He's seen all that. But because I told him to keep going, his feelings got hurt. Now he want to see if he could push and find something more. There's nothing here to see. Just keep on moving. You're holding up traffic. You got an officer behind you. He understands what? What does he understand?
I'm here having a conversation with a member of the public.
Okay, what you want?
What's going on? You're out here taking pictures of the ambulance, personal vehicle. I want to know what's going on.
That's none of your business. You don't need to know what's going on. You need to ride off. And I'm telling you to ride off. Shout outs to the Queen, Renetta Williams. Sorry I missed you. Queen Renetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. So now, because of a verbal exchange, he wants to pull over. And he was going to pull over anyway. The parking lot is back there. He wants to pull over and he wants to engage with me more. I get your name and badge, please. So I need your name and badge once you get off that radio.
You'll get that as soon as we're done.
I need an ID card. As soon as we're done?
We'll get that as soon as we're done here.
So he says, I'll get his ID as soon as we're done. Well, he has nothing to do with what I'm doing out there. I'm the one that started what was going on. That was me recording in public, okay? He was not involved in that. There was nothing for him to find. Him getting out this vehicle, stretching his neck to look at because right there what he's looking at is the garage doors of the EMS. That's where the EMS, the ambulance trucks reverse into park until there's a call and they'll pull right out. So those doors are closed. It's nothing but a car in front of those doors, which I was recording. And I guess he's trying to see if I was maybe trying to steal the vehicle. Yeah, right. On police property, on public property. Like I'm going to try to steal a vehicle with police officers basically go in and out the building next to? Nah.
See that vehicle right there?
What about it?
That's a privately owned vehicle, and this is a private.
I don't care. I'm going to record it. I'm recording it now. No, that was the dumbest stuff I could ever heard. You see that vehicle right there? That's a privately owned vehicle. A privately owned vehicle in public. So he's telling me I can't record the vehicle because it's owned by a private citizen that has it parked on public property. I don't care what you appreciate. I'm recording this now. Man, what you going to do about me? I'm not listening to it. I'm not listening to you. Is that your car?
Don't want to be.
It doesn't matter. Those people shouldn't have their vehicles in public. Yeah.
You understand what you just said?
Yeah, they shouldn't have their vehicles in public. You are dumb as shit. How long you been on the force?
One of us is dumb as shit.
How long you been on the force?
My name is Gene.
I need an ID card. I need an ID card.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Chapter 41, Section 98D requires you to give me an ID card. Those who follow me, y'all know I go through this all the time. I'm always asking for ID cards. I'm always requesting their name and badge. And if they don't give me their name and badge, I'm sorry, if they give me their name and badge, then they won't give me their ID card. I supposed to get everything. It's like what I quoted the law policy of the Boston Police Department, Chapter 41, Section 98D. Okay, requires them to give up a name and badge and also an ID card when approached by a private citizen. So I don't know if they truly believe in this, if this is what's passed on within the police department in Boston, that they don't have to do it, but it's written within their policy. Okay? It's really, I have tons and tons of police officers telling me that they don't have to give me an ID card. They don't have to follow that policy.
Ask for it. You engaged me. I need an ID card.
My man.
I need a supervisor, please. I need a supervisor.
Just move that.
I'm not going. I'm standing right here. I'm standing right here. Yeah, ID card. I'm requesting a supervisor.
I mean, I'm not even on a residential block. Okay, this is late at night. This is after 1:00 in the morning. I'm not even on a residential block. I'm not in an area where private businesses are. I can understand a reasonable suspicion. I'm at public property, police station, and the EMS building connected to it. And he's telling me, please move along. He must be crazy.
Please. Huh?
You're right in there.
I'm asking you to request one. Dummy.
You're at the police station.
I'm asking you engage me. I got a problem with you, so I'm asking for your supervisor.
I would suggest that you follow.
I would suggest you learn the law and stop being a dumb fuck. Yeah.
Shout out to Renetta Williams. She said they are breaking their policy if they don't. They definitely are. They definitely are. You know, well, for the majority of time, I say half the time, I get names and badges. Recently, within the past year and a half, I've had no problems with getting names and badges. Prior to that, it was a problem, especially when it came to the ID card situation. It definitely was a problem. Like, they didn't want to give me, a lot of them didn't want to give me their names and badges, and I definitely wasn't getting an ID card. So, but I will say, as of recently, within the past, 18 months, I had no problem with, them giving me the name and badge. ID card, though, that's just like null and void within the Boston Police Department. I never receive a ID card or a business card from a police officer that's involved with the Boston PD. Never.
Yeah, you're not gonna do nothing to me, bro.
I'm not.
You're not. I know you're not.
All I know
Back
is
the
you're
fuck.
on
Just
camera.
back the fuck up. Just back the fuck up, and get the fuck out of here. How about that? You stopped me for nothing, you dumb motherfucker. You dumb shit.
A lot of people feel as though this verbal exchange that I'm having with him, or shout outs to Mike Jones. What's good, bro? Mike Jones in the house. Boston, Massachusetts. Don't forget, y'all. Shout out y'all cities, man. Where y'all tuning in from. Put them cities in the chat. But I feel as though he got everything he deserved because he's working in his official capacity. Okay, he's in his official capacity, and that's powerful right there with the uniform and the badge and the gun on the hip. That's powerful. You're walking with a lot of power when you're in that official capacity, and for you to get out your car and tell me to move along. Number one, that's intimidating. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle it. They'd walk smooth off as soon as he got out the car. Okay? This is a constitutional protected activity that I'm conducting. And, the approach was very intimidating. So my response back to him, all that verbiage of, get the F out and this and that, he deserved it. Because as a law enforcement officer, and especially in this modern time when it comes to police officers, nobody wants no smoke with the police officers. Majority of the people, no matter what we see on social media, no matter what we see on the news, majority of people don't want no smoke with police officers because we know what they do. So for him to get out his car and tell me to move along and I can't record a privately owned vehicle, some people seem as though they make it seem as though it's petty. oh, you're just out there baiting, you're trying to record and this and that. But this situation could be transferred to another situation where he's telling somebody that they can't be on a public sidewalk doing what they're doing when they didn't break a crime and when he doesn't have probable cause. So, you don't isolate my situation as petty because they use their rule book for every situation they encounter. You better believe it. Connecticut in the house. Shout outs I on
Fucking
you.
dumb can you be? How dumb can you be? I'm taking pictures of a private vehicle. They don't want it recorded. How stupid are you? There's no expectation of privacy in public, officer.
Oh man, I'm asking you to be kind to people who go up.
Don't ask me shit. That's not your job. That's not your job. You are a law enforcement officer. You enforce laws. It's not your job. Walk the fuck off, dummy.
Get the fuck out
God
my
damn.
house.
Y'all dumb as fuck. Every time. Tell him to keep it moving. I need his ID card. Yo,
Shout outs Baltimore, KML.
School your coworker. He telling me I can't record vehicles out here in public. Excuse me, officer. Is it possible if you can school your coworker that's telling me I can't record in public? You guys can't do that? I appreciate it, man, because I make you guys look bad every time I come out here. Have you seen any of my videos? Yeah, you guys be looking terrible out here. I was just out here recording. He pulls up and he says, can you stop recording? He has no right to ask me that. No right. That's crazy, man.
And let me just make a correction right there. I was wrong when I made that statement right there. There's no right to ask me that. As you heard me say earlier, when he got out the car and engaged with me, I said that he does have a right. As a police officer, they have rights to ask you questions, okay? But you also have rights not to answer them. And it didn't stop there. It escalated to him telling me what I can do and what not to do. And that's why he got what he got. That's why he got the smoke from me. And there was nothing he could do about it because I didn't commit a crime. Okay? It's as simple as that.
My man over here filling him up. How you doing tonight, though, man? I'm good. Anything to create more bondage with you guys and the people in the community? No, is there any things you guys are doing to create better bondage with Boston police in the community? Okay, I encourage you to do more. You too. Got a vehicle coming down one-way street. I'm pretty sure it's an officer. I got it.
So they take the liberty of coming down the street both ways because the parking lot is situated on that block. And that's a lot of you guys don't even know that's a thing that I've been going through with them from the beginning, them using that one-way block as a two-way block, okay? Because on the opposite end of the block, there's a do not enter sign. But they totally ignore it every time, and they come down the block. So that's why you heard me say I got it, because he tried to speed in real quick so I couldn't record his license plate. But I'm pretty sure, there we go right there.
Down one-way street. I'm pretty sure it's an officer.
Here we go. 2ZL922. That's all I was trying to get, okay? Because, a lot of people don't know the small battles that I had with the BPD. little things like this, like I'm always riding them with that. I'm always posted up on the corner. I got so much static footage of them coming through this one-way street, ignoring the do not enter sign, okay? And here's the situation right here. Here's the example right here of what they do. So I recorded that, and I put in complaints and everything. And a lot of people say complaints don't do nothing, but what it does do is it continues a paper trail. So when the serious stuff happen, they got to take all that into consideration as well when it comes to decision time with these police officers.
I got it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm out here, B3 again. Y'all know B3 Police Station. Mattapan, Dorchester, Boston, Massachusetts. Blue Hill Avenue. Once again, these officers do not learn.
So I'm going to stop it right there. And I'm going to go back to the narrative just for those who came in and who pretty much don't know what's going on. This is the video of Officer Gene, who approached me and told me that I couldn't record private vehicles in public. So we seen Officer Gene go in to the police station. And what he did was he went in and he wrote this report. This is the report that he wrote. It was basically a narrative. And it was a report. It's basically surveillance and writing reports on me to show what I'm doing, every time I'm out there holding the police accountable. And I had no problem with it. I had no problem with it at all. But they have a problem when you turn the camera on them. That's the problem that they have. So about 1 a.m. on Saturday, and this was 4th of July, pretty much 2021, Officer Gene in the CG 05A did on site a suspicious person at 6 Road Street, Boston. The officer observed the subject, John McCullough, recording the license plates of the personal vehicles of the Boston EMS employees. The officer approached the subject and requested that he stop. Subject was wearing a green winter coat with fur lining in the hood, a black camera on his left lapel, and holding a iPhone camera in his right hand. I got more coming up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just, moving a little slow, taking my time, just so y'all can understand that. The point I'm trying to make is that they're keeping surveillance on me, a constant tracking. When I got my camera on, they got somebody watching me. Of course they do. Listen, I've made the city of Boston look bad when it comes to police accountability. They don't like what I do. So of course they're going to, track me. They're going to record what I do. They're going to document it because they're hoping that along with them documenting that something that I do is wrong. So with all this information that they have, they can stack it up against me. But that's never going to happen. I know there's a few police officers listening in from the Boston Police Department. Here's the thing. The good thing about this is, like I said a few minutes ago, this right here, there's nothing, surprisingly, there's nothing bad. So far, what we've read is nothing bad. And if I ever have a jury trial, I will bring this into evidence to show that what I do is protected under the Constitution. It's a First Amendment activity. It's my speech, okay? Me holding that camera is a form of speech. And to turn it on the police officer is a green light all day. All right? It's already been established in so many circuits within the country, okay? Shout out to Israel versus Yahuwah. That's big right there over there in their district. You know what I mean? They came up on that. That video that Eric Grant was in, that was a nice move that they did. They was able to, appellate court sent it back down and they able to, bring it back in without the police officer having qualified immunity. I like that. It should have been like that anyway, because it was already ruled that recording police is a go. It's a, it's a protected activity under the Constitution. All right, but next up, let me find the next one real quick. Let me see. All right, we got the next one at B2 Police Station. Give me 1 second to pull it up. B2 Police Station. Okay. Here we go. March 9th, 2022. B2 Police Station. This is in Boston. This is in the Roxbury section of Boston. Reporting Officer Edward Dervin, 092675, Boston Police Department, District B2, 2400 Washington Street, Roxbury, Massachusetts. About 11 a.m. on Monday, March 7th, 2022, this was recently, Sergeant Dervin observed known individual John McCullough, birth date July 9th, 1978. Okay, all this is circulated in their system. Okay, I didn't do a damn thing wrong, and my information is being circulated through their system. Okay, all right, that's what they do, but they're doing this because I'm placing the camera on them. That shit's crazy. Sergeant Thurman observed John McCullough doing this for about a half hour. I'm sorry, let me go back real quick. Sergeant Thurman observed no individual John McCullough standing within the BPS parking lot abutting B2 Police Station, 2400 Washington Street, Roxbury, filming the Boston police property and officers whom were coming and going. Sergeant Thurman observed John McCullough doing this for about a half an hour. And I'm surprised I was out there that long, because the rule of thumb of recording is 20 minutes. You don't receive a response, then get out of there. There's no juice to extract. And I usually stay by that, sometimes a little bit earlier. So I'm surprised I was there for a half hour. It must have been some things going on. So he was observed, John McCullough, doing this for about a half an hour. And was also observed utilizing his camera to memorialize the signage at the entrance of the entranceway of the B2 driveway. B2 officers did not interact with John McCullough, and this FIO is for documentation purposes. See what I'm saying? There you go. So that's that information right there. I don't have a video for that. What's the next one? March 19th. Let's find March 19th. And like I said, all this is information that the Boston Police Department circulates within a department whenever I'm holding them accountable. So what I've seen so far, I haven't seen any documentation of them surveilling me when I wasn't recording or recording police officers or holding any government officials accountable. Other than that, these are documents of me actually having a camera in my hand, which is crazy because what can I do with a camera? That's free speech protected under the First Amendment. All right, here we go. So, March 19th. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for March 19th. Here we go. March 19th. Officer Renzo Manzone or Manzan. This is at American Legion Highway and Blue Hill Avenue in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts. This is the gang unit. So the narrative is that about 10:38 p.m., officers stopped Massachusetts registered 9HC589 for valves op with no light on at the intersection of Blue Hill Avenue and American Legion Highway. It should be noted that officers activated their emergency blue lights at the intersection of Blue Hill Avenue and Glenway Street. The motor vehicle did not stop until American Legion Highway. Furthermore, the windows were extremely tinted, but officers could see shadows moving throughout the vehicle. Based on the fact that the vehicle did not stop, the movement of the occupants, both parties were taken out of the vehicle and frisked for weapons to no avail. Wow. So all my traffic law people, y'all can pretty much confirm if that was legal or not. I believe that it wasn't legal. They stopped. They pulled them over. Obviously, they rolled the windows down. But that's not the approach they took, because they felt as though they didn't pull over when they should have pulled over, which drivers have the right to pull over to a safe place, okay? And officers use that to their advantage, because they didn't pull over, the driver didn't pull over when the officer felt as though the driver should have pulled over, then they take a different approach as soon as they get out their car, okay? So basically, they bum rushed the car, they pulled them out, and they frisked them for weapons to no avail. The operator of the vehicle was a Francis White, and I don't even want to read all this, and I should have scratched it out. Damn shame I didn't, because I'm not trying to dox nobody, but this is all public record. It should be noted that during the officer's interaction, a John McCullough, with my date of birth, arrived to the location and began filming the occupants of the vehicle. All occupants were FIOED and released to associate them to the vehicle. So, like I said, I got a video to this. And the reason why I recorded it is because I wanted to see how it was going to play out. And it played out with them letting these people go. And here we go right here.
You backing up? Sure, no problem. No problem. Good, right here, bro. Did y'all have probable cause? Y'all had probable cause? You backing up? Bro, what they detaining you for? Why, you need to ask them why they detaining you. Did they answer you? Oh, you need to find out. You need to get the name. They haven't told you? You gave them permission to check your car, bro? Wow.
Special shout outs to the Queen, Renetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Special happy birthday from the Resistance to you. Enjoy.
This is what y'all doing, huh? Detaining for no crime? Detaining for no crime. Who put the cuffs on you, bro? Yeah, y'all know what I do. I come clear shit up. This is what y'all doing every day? I'm here to expose it.
So use the fact that they didn't stop as soon as they turned their lights on. Like I said, drivers had a right to pull over at a safe, well-lit area, okay? And the street that they're speaking about that they turned their lights on is right around the corner, like behind this car. This is pretty much happening on a corner. They made a right off the street that the police officer turned their lights on. And as a matter of fact, that street is a 3-lane street, high traffic street. Okay, you got people doing like 40, 45 down that street. It's not, it was no way for them to, be able to pull over safely. So he turned the corner, and that's where they got him at.
Get his name and badge, bro.
Yes, ma'am.
All of them? All body cameras should be on. I'm illegally detaining this brother.
We put the sound on. We don't need the sound.
He's asking them to give him an honest reason why he pulled them over. They have not gave him an answer yet. He is cuffed for no reason, ladies and gentlemen. This is live. We right off of Blue Hill Avenue. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 officers on the scene. Pull somebody over for no reason.
I didn't go to the right. No. I didn't go to the right. What's the light turn right now? Apple block. Well, I know sound. And the light was only on.
He said he was a half a block away. The police officer is telling the driver that he's half a block away when he turned his lights on. What I'm saying to y'all, I know most of y'all that's watching this don't know the location. It was no way for him to stop. Okay, the traffic on each side, going north and south, is heavily populated, and they're speeding. Okay, I'm not speeding like illegally speeding, but they're going at a high amount of speed, high rate of speed, about 40, 45 miles per hour. So for an officer to abruptly turn the lights on and expect somebody to pull over right then and there, he said a half a block away. A half a block away is reasonable. And in my eyes, and in my mind, I believe that a half a block away is reasonable before a driver pulls over, or when the driver decides to pull over.
Ask me why you ain't cuffs, bro. Why you ain't cuffs?
Was you not up there? Sir, can you back up?
Sure, bro.
Charles Hassan, he said they are generating and filling up their system with irrelevant trash. There should be provisions against wasting government resources. I feel the same way. You know, they can do it. They can do it because they're recording me and surveilling me out in public. So I'm no exception. But I'm not doing anything, and it's noted in any documentation that I'm not committing a crime. I'm doing everything that's protected under the First Amendment. But what I'm doing is turning my cameras on them, and they're documenting what I'm doing because they so upset. They're trying to stack things against me. But like I said, if I ever have a jury trial, this will be used in evidence in my favor because it shows that what I'm doing is protected under the First Amendment. I'm doing it right because they're recording the whole situation and there's no interaction or arrest. And I'm speaking about this documentation because a lot of these police officers sat in their vehicle and documented as I was out there recording. This is what this segment is, and what this is what this documentation is about. It's about how when they can't do anything, when they can't operate under the color of law, what they do is they document it. And, they knew at the time that I had several lawsuits. I had several court cases going on with Boston PD. So they was hoping that this paperwork right here would be able to be used towards the prosecution of, the illegal arrest that they made. So, like I said, if I ever have to go to the jury, if I have to have a jury trial, we're gonna present this evidence to show that everything that I did was in good faith, and it was in honor of the Constitution and the First Amendment.
No, but I'm gonna keep this on you. I'm keeping this on you. And he's still in cuffs. Nobody can't even answer why he in cuffs. Man, why are you in cuffs, bro? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Resistance. Sorry for the late intro, but what we got going.
And I also believe that they use this documentation to try to cover their behinds when they know that they was in the wrong. Like the outcome of this video is that they're going to be like, "Oh, there's no arrest in this video. It's no arrest." But they're using the reason because they're using the fact that they didn't stop when the police officers wanted them to stop. That it was a officer safety situation. And that's the reason why they got on the cuffs, because they feel as though they already profiling. Shout outs to Dean Herndon. What up, Dean? Have a good night, Dean. No problem, bro.
And that's why he's in cuffs.
Now they pulled him off. And you see how he pulled him all crazy like that? He don't want the situation to be recorded. So I just go to another angle and, capture the footage that way. Shout out to Ex Bootlicker. Recognition.
This is what I do. It's the Resistance on YouTube. Check me out.
T and accountability.
Listen, they done illegally searched him, searched his car, got him illegally detained. They ain't gave him a reason for nothing.
So the more that I look at this video, the documentation that we just read is basically documentation to cover their butts because they know they were wrong. Like I said, the outcome of this video is that there will not be an arrest and these people will roll off smooth in a vehicle like they were doing before they got pulled over. So in this narrative that I just read of them saying that, I approached the scene, it was recording, the operator of the vehicle, it should be noted that during the officer's interaction, a John McCullough arrived to the location, began filming the occupants of the vehicle. All occupants were FIOED and released to associate them to the vehicle. So I guess that acronym means that they were, identified and nothing came up as far as a criminal history or warrant or anything. That goes to show that they were wrong for, doing what they did, putting them in cuffs. These dudes were nonviolent. And the fact that I recorded it, and if it came up through that party again, from that party again that they pulled over, that would be something that they could use to try to cover their butt. I'm just speculating, but it's nothing that they can put on me for documenting the situation because that's what I do. I hold police officers accountable.
Listen, if they don't explain it to him, they're going to have to explain it to me because I'm requesting body cam footage. I'm going to get one of y'all names.
And all the body cam footage that I request. Boston PD is one of the most corrupt cities when it comes to obtaining public information. If you don't know, read about it, Google it. Okay, there's articles. There's articles out there of how corrupt how corrupt the city is with obtaining public information. We ain't gonna talk about Boston police trying to obtain body cam from them, okay? But just trying to get public information, public footage from public departments within the city of Boston is a hassle. You can get it, you gotta go through a lot of hoops. But trying to obtain body cam footage from the Boston Police Department, unless you got a case going on, you know what I'm saying? Get your lawyer to, grab that footage or uh, any other situation outside of that. They feel as though it's none of your business. They're not giving you nothing. Damon Johnson. Damon Johnson said he put up a good point in the chat. He said whenever you are in cuffs, request medic assistance for nerve damage to wrist, especially after he snatched him away. Exactly.
For your safety, for their safety. Here you go. For their safety. That's why y'all got him in cuffs, for y'all safety.
Shout out to Damon Johnson for that one. That's a mean one right there. And he picked up on when that police officer snatched him away. You know why he snatched him away? Sadly, I have to admit on this one that it was because I was recording. Okay? That conversation must have been elevating to a point where that police officer didn't want that conversation to get to where the driver was taking it to. And he knew that it was on point with the camera. And he got a little frustrated and he snatched that dude away while he was cuffed. And that man ain't did nothing. And, one of the times I could say this is the reason why he did that, because I was recording. And it makes it even worse.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Level Eyes to See, Run CMT, Ronnie, Renetta Williams, the Queen is in the building. You see this shit, King? Every day. Look what they doing. They got this man cuffed for no reason.
Once again, shout out to Renetta Williams. Happy birthday. Not only is she in this live stream, but she in this video of a live stream from 2021.
They pulling him over on a traffic stop, illegally searched his car. They still got him in cuffs. He's explaining to him about the procession of him stopping him. He went up half a block down. He had to turn his lights on. It's not a crime for him. That's not a crime. And he got him in cuffs. Who else we got in here? Egberto Ortiz, OG Perfect Sense, auditing Westernville. Mental laxative. What's going on? This shit is crazy. Rock City.
OG Perfect Sense Smokes Loud. She was in there too.
Auditor, what up, bro? QLD Catwatch, Bully Back Audit, Solid Motive Chick. Come on, man, y'all getting it. This is the tyranny and corruption I'm talking about. This is how they do. This is what they do right here. News Nebraska, what's going on? Mike Jones.
He doing all this talking,
illegal search,
and they searching them.
They haven't explained to him.
Search the car, searching them for guns. This is the gang unit. That's what was checked off on the.
What happens when the resistance comes through?
That's what was checked off on the document on the report that they documented when they was documented that they submitted of recording what I was doing, basically holding them accountable. So this was the gang unit who pulled them over. So they were looking for guns, possibly drugs as well.
He exposes the tyranny and corruption. And all you guys out here are documented. It's called transparency. It's called transparency, bro. That's what it's about, man. Y'all can think I'm an asshole or whatever, but I'm out here to document you. I know you thought things was funny earlier, but just know the bottom line is for me to document you, bro.
Even if you wasn't pulling over, safety.
Get their names, man. Y'all better not leave without their names. They illegally detained y'all and they letting y'all go. Illegal detainment, cut and dry. Y'all had no reason to pull these people over. And y'all know y'all wrong. Boston police doing this shit every day. I need to be ashamed of y'all goddamn selves. You sons of bitches.
They tell him to get in his car. After they inconvenienced him and pulled him over, put him in cuffs, searched him, searched his car. Now they point into his car telling him, get in his car. Come on, man. There has to be some type of reprimand for that. All right? There's no reason for him to be treated that way.
Hey, man, you always doing the dirty work out here, bro. You always doing the dirty work. They're trying to make friends with him. Look at you, patting him on the back and shit. It's not your friend, bro. Shout out to Lisa and Lake Speed. Appreciate that cash drop. It's the resistance. Expertise. This is the shit's all in jail.
So right here, you can see they walk into their car. They let them go. It's like I said, the outcome was no arrest. They didn't even get a citation, no ticket, or nothing. They got inconvenienced. They got arrested. You might as well call it, a detainment is sort of an arrest. So they were in cuffs. Okay, for that moment, they were arrested. They were searched. All that for what? For nothing. They didn't do nothing. You shouldn't have to be inconvenienced like that. It should be a reprimand, and there is. It's just that people don't. They don't follow behind it.
Yo, man, y'all pieces of shit, man. All of y'all.
And from this point right here, that's what sets me off. Is people just ride off. They don't get names and badges. They accept the punishment because that's what it is. It's punishment. You rolling smooth, living your liberty, and you gotta be inconvenienced by this shit right here. First of all, it scares the shit out of you when a motherfucker pull up behind you like that. They know it. Okay, you gotta get a couple seconds to get yourself together. He said that it took him a half a block to pull over. That's reasonable. A half a block is reasonable. Especially on a heavy populated street that they were traveling on. 3 lanes. And these cars be moving. So for him to make an issue of that was petty. But for him to violate his rights, his Fourth Amendment, run all up in his car, run all up in his person, okay? That was bad right there. What was the probable cause? Probable cause was the tinted windows. Would they be handcuffed? Come on, man.
This is the shits, man. Hey, bro, if it wasn't for me, you'd be going to jail, bro. You'd be going to jail. Y'all pieces of shit, all y'all. Time for y'all to get the fuck up on out of here. Drive safe, be safe, bro.
Shout outs to Chris. Chris says, whenever you FOIA police video, be sure to get the download history. Date and time of download will be noted. Every time video is accessed, a data point is created.
What I do, man. You see the TR in the sky? That means I'm around. Get the fuck out of here, man. Go in your neighborhood and do this shit. Next stop, your neighborhood. Go do that shit. You rotten sons of bitches.
Shout out to everybody in chat. Hey man, I got more documents. If y'all want to hear more, I can read y'all some more. I do at least have one video to go with a document that they made of on me. So, let me know if y'all want me to go and continue to read these documents. A few more left with a video. Put one in the chat. If y'all getting a little tired because I know it's getting late, let me know. I'll cut this joint short, man, because it's 1:20 on the East Coast side of things, Boston, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, PA, all the way down to Florida, all the way up to Maine. So y'all let me know what's up. I'm looking for y'all to respond in the chat. One, if y'all want me to continue with these documents that they have on the resistance, or two, if y'all want to cut this joint. Shout out to Renetta Williams. She want to move along. She put one in the chat. Shout out to Renetta Williams for that. Happy birthday. What you doing? You going to BB King's? Queen, you going to BB King's? They got something set up for you down there? A whole section cut off for you? So you can get your thing on? Your music on? Child's Perfect Sensory System smokes loud. Only 1020. 1020 in the Pacific Northwest. Wow. All right, so might as well just continue. Next one is on July 16th, 2020. 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull that up real quick. July 16th, 2020. So, July 16th, 2020, the officer was Matthew Wyman, 116933. That's some like sort of serial ID number right there. It's not their badge number. That's their number, I guess that's on the not quite sure what that number is. I'm trying to figure out what that number is. If anybody knows exactly what that number is, let me know in the chat. That number is attached to them somehow. These are the numbers that you'll also see on, the police report. This is a FIOE police report. I don't know what that acronym means either. Let me look it up real quick. FIOE report. FIOE report. Real quick. See if I can find it. File report in Boston. I'm going to get back to that. I can't find it right now, but the narrative, this is at 300 Longwood Avenue. I do not recall the situation. There's another cameraman out there in Boston. His name is External Affairs Porter, and a lot of times they get us confused with each other because I was trying to find a video to go to this on this date right here, or anything that was remotely that was near this date before or after, and I couldn't find a recording. It was either two things that he got me confused with External Affairs Porter, or what I recorded wasn't worthy of putting on social media. So one of those two things. But he says the weather was sunny. He has the weather sunny. So it's July 16th, of course. About 6:45 p.m., the officer was performing the paid detail Children's Hospital, 300 Longwood Avenue, and was alerted by Children's Hospital security to respond to the rear of the hospital for a disturbance. All right, let me take that back. I do remember this one. I remember this one. I just don't even remember exact video. I was with KTL. Upon arrival, I immediately recognized John McCullough from the numerous videos he's filmed under his YouTube channel, The Resistance. I advised the security officers of who he was and what it is he was looking to film. McCullough was in the company of another male party who is not identified at this time. McCullough remained on the sidewalk and continued to film the officers. The officer advised McCullough that it's a children's hospital and perhaps not the most tactful place to make his points. McCullough advised the officer that it was not his intent to film children. The officer advised McCullough that it was shift change and be respectful of the doctors and nurses who were coming and going. Let it be noted that at no time did the officer tell McCullough that he could not film. All right, so let's go back because a lot of people, they get sensitive and soft in the ass about certain places I record. And one of them are hospitals and the other one are homeless shelters, specifically female homeless shelters. There's a situation a lot of people like to put me in hot water. I don't consider it hot water, but it was a situation that I recorded a homeless shelter, and people try to say, it was a battered women's homeless shelter. And my response to that is that it couldn't have been because, number one, it's a shelter operated by the city. Not only that, it was conjoined with a building that housed males as well. So, if this was a battered woman's shelter, it wouldn't be grouped up. I'm sorry. It was the same building, it was just blocked off. On one side, the men could go in on their side, and the women could go in on their side. But the point of the matter is that people try to give me flack about recording. If it's taxpayers' dollars going into it, I'm going to record it. The Children's Hospital, just like what I exchanged with the officer about me not recording children, even in the video, it wasn't any children in the video. It was me in front of the building, just as it was mainstream media, your local news with their camera on a tripod in front of the emergency area, and not on the property. Okay, this area had walkthrough, so I was able to go through the property and be a little closer to certain departments of the hospital than I would if it was a lot of hospitals are like set up on a hill. So you have to, especially if it's private, you can't even get a view of the emergency entrance or any of the entrances because of how it's positioned. But this one was a walkthrough. Yes, it was a children's hospital. No children were recorded. But this is one of the things that they try to use against a person who records in public. And, of course, the way things have been, going on for the past 35, 40 years with children coming up missing. And yes, it is a sensitive situation, but those who know what I do and follow me know that's not my purpose. And, just as easy as it is for somebody who's has a sensitive history or susceptible to someone out there doing something to them, just as easy as it is for them to be on my camera, they could be somewhere else. So you can't single me out for my First Amendment right. But moving on, McCullough remained on scene for a brief period, but did not elevate to the level of disorderly, nor did he impede the flow of sidewalk or roadway traffic. McCullough eventually left the area without incident. So, like I said, none of what we read in these documents said anything bad about me. It was definitely nothing the prosecution could ever use in future cases or they never could use it because we can see that some of these documents are 2 years old. I've had cases that were after that, so obviously they couldn't use it in the court cases to convict me, but I can use it on my court cases. Any future trials that I have, it'll be presented to the jury. I think this is a great example to present to the jury. Boston police, in their own writing, describing how I record in public. This is great right here. It should be noted that the officer advised security that the area in which we were located lacked signs indicating that it's either private property, no trespassing, no filming, private way, and that clearly posted signage goes along with diffusing McCullough should he return. So shout out to Wolfie Gladly. What up, bro? I almost missed you. What's going on? Shout out to Wolfie Gladly, ladies and gentlemen. Wolfie Gladly in the house. So, Wolf, we just going over some documentation of the reports that police officers make on me here in Boston when I'm out recording, and it dates back to 2020. A lot of times I'll be out there recording, and you know how they sit in a car. Well, a lot of times they were making these reports right here. So I was just explaining to the audience that, somebody mentioned in the chat, forgive me for not remembering your name, but they mentioned that, all the resources that they have, they use it for, minimum things like this. And, excuse me. That's one of the problems when it comes to the police departments throughout the country, that they want to intrude on, a private citizen's private life, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do with the real problems that they're having. So he said it should be noted that the officer advised security that the area in which we were located lacked signs indicating that it's either a private way, private property, no trespassing, no filming, and that clearly posted signage goes a long way with diffusing McCullough should he return. And the next one, I believe it's the last one. I think it's attached to a video. And it is. This is March 6, 2020. See if I can pull, here we go, right here. March 6, 2020. Body on camera. As you can see right there. Officer Ricardo Alexandre, 140365, weather was cloudy, partly cloudy. This was at Boston headquarters. A lot of y'all who've been following me from the beginning remember the video that me and KTL had at Boston headquarters. I had a 3-part series to it. They all were at least 45 minutes to an hour long. It was crazy. But this video right here, what I didn't know is that they made a report on it. They documented a report on it. Officers encountered this individual due to a 911 call. So who do you think called the police? Made the 911 call. That's crazy. The police called the police because I was at police headquarters. Officers encountered this individual due to a 911 call for him in the parking lot of headquarters. Individual can be very... Now, before I continue this right here, when I started, police officers were very aggressive, but they tried to say I was aggressive. I mean, if me using my freedom of speech is aggressive to them, there's nothing they can do about it. As long as it's not fighting words. As long as I'm not inciting them. Okay? So they try to flip-flop it on me and say that I was aggressive, but they were aggressive. Okay? And they were upset with what I was doing. But they say individual, and they also, this right here was also, I believe, a setup before I really had to put my foot down in the streets of Boston. This could have been a setup for them to kill me. All right? Because they they included some things in this paragraph, in this narrative right here, and they circulated it through the whole police department of Boston. This is some crazy shit right here, and how they put it. So they say individual can be very aggressive in manner when approaching officers. He is known to post YouTube videos of officers while on duty. Officers should be aware that this individual will get real close to officers while recording. It should be noted that this individual has an extensive record, including firearms charges. Officers should use caution when being approached by this individual. It should be noted that he is sometimes with an unknown white male that bears a mask on his face. This unknown white male also records officers at an up-close angle. All right, so I'm going to repeat that real quick. This was giving them the green light to do what they needed to do. If they felt they had to do it. But I also believe if they wanted to do it as well. Okay? It should be noted that this individual has an extensive record, including firearms charges. Officers should use caution when being approached by this individual. Wow, with a camera in my hand. With my mouth in the camera, they should use caution. That's why we were seeing the reactions we were seeing in 2020, early 2021. That's why we kept getting on because this is what they was reading within the department. No, I didn't request a 911 call. I did not, Wolfie. I didn't even have an idea that this report, this is an internal report. This wasn't an arrest or anything. All these reports that I've read were internal reports. This was just them documenting me and putting it within their system. Some of these officers didn't even have engagement with me. This particular documentation right here, I have video to, and they did have engagement with me. But yeah, this is crazy right here. And Ricardo Alexandre, he's the officer. But let's get into this video real quick. I want to shout out everybody before I get into the video. Just going to cut to a couple parts. Chris Budesa, Wolfie Gladly, thanks for coming through, bro. The Queen, Renetta Williams. Once again, everybody say happy birthday to the Queen, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Shout outs to the Queen. Hassan, appreciate you. Tracy Barnes, ex-bootlicker, appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all coming through. Recognition, T and Accountability. Perfect Sense, Resistor Smokes Loud, Dean Herndon, my man. We're going to get into this video real quick. It's the video that goes to this narrative of the internal police report that they did on me. I FOIA requested all this information from past cases just to see, you know, when it came to my defense, if I ever had to take the stand. Well, if I ever had to go to trial, this is what I would present. And, you know, it's nothing to hide because this is Boston PD's. This is their own words. So here's the video to that narrative that I just read. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into it. About to go to the parking lot and record everything we see and see if they respect my First Amendment to record. All right, so I'm going to shoot up to 5 minutes real quick to the first encounter we had with detectives that came out of headquarters. They're in the park. We're in the parking lot. So actually, they approached KTL first. What law is that? There's no sign that says it's private property.
I'm telling you, it's private property.
I
I know, but I can't go by your word. I need you to show me law. Or maybe you need to call your superior to show me law. Is there any law that says it's private property, sir?
He has a badge.
There's no sign that says that this is private property.
You want to identify yourself, sir?
Would you mind identifying yourself? Thank you. Appreciate that. They all know me.
That's the thing. Like, these are public officials. These are detectives, actually, that work from out of Boston Police Department headquarters. And they want to tell me I got to get out of the parking lot. I got to go. We're not allowed to be there. But when I ask for his name, he don't say nothing and pulls out his phone and takes a picture of me.
In a public record, sir.
Yeah. You know, I'm a FOIA request that, so I hope you don't have any. You get it?
So you want to identify yourself? Sir? Oh, so you know what it is. You know what it is.
What did you say?
Oh, we got auditors.
We got what?
I'm going to shoot up to the second engagement we had with officers.
Are you on the clock?
Excuse me?
Are you on the clock?
I'm on the clock. What are you talking about?
Are you working? You on the
I'm
clock?
working, yes.
Would you mind identifying yourself, please?
My name is Officer Edward Grassi. I work with the Crime Scene Response Unit of Boston Police.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day now.
You do the same.
Are you here on official police business?
Are you operating in your official capacity right now?
Well, I'm asking you why you're on private property.
Well, I don't know who you. There's no
Deputy-
sign.
I'm Deputy
Police headquarters, and he says it's private property.
Superintendent Mike Stratton.
Okay, there's no sign that says this is private property.
All right, so if you're not on official business, you'll have to go on the outside of the park. I appreciate it.
So I respond to him by saying there's no sign saying it's private property. He disregards that and says I have to go on the outside of the parking lot and stand on the sidewalk. But there's no signs. Trust me. We walked all around the perimeter of the building as far as we could go. There was no sign saying private property, no trespassing. Of course, it wouldn't say that because it's a public building. That parking lot is funded by taxpayer dollars. No doubt about it.
There's no sign that says that I'm on private property. So actually,
Well, it's a gated parking lot, and you're here illegally, so.
no. Well, actually, I do have business. I'll be going in shortly.
Okay, very good. So you'll have to leave this area, though.
What law is that?
You're going to be arrested for trespassing. This is a gated
How am I
parking lot.
trespassing when there's no sign that says no trespassing?
Well, gates are an indication that you shouldn't come in here unless you have
gate
an
is
ID.
not an
I needed
indication.
an ID.
Gates are an indication that I'm not able to come into the parking lot, and I'm going to be arrested for trespassing.
To get into this parking lot.
Look, but I didn't pull in here with a car. I walked in here.
Just
Maybe
go-
you need to get. Can you get
Go
your
into
security or
headquarters
something?
and take care of your business, but you got to exit this area.
Okay, like I said, there's no sign that says that I'm
Well, I'm telling
trespassing.
you, the gates mean you got to exit this area.
Well, that's not a law, sir. That's because of the gate. Just because there's
All
a
right,
gate
well,
up.
when the
That's
cruiser
not a law.
When the marked cruiser gets here, you're going to be subject to arrest because I asked you
Subject
to
to
leave
arrest?
for
Subject to
trespassing.
arrest?
Yeah,
Trespassing?
it's a gated parking lot.
Okay,
Personnel.
you just earned yourself a complaint.
Okay.
Thank you for violating my.
Deputy Superintendent Mike Stratton.
Thank you for violating my rights.
You have a good day.
So it's no use of me going back and forth with him. A lot of people, I gotta be honest, a lot of people want to see me get arrested, want to see me go as far as possible with the back and forth verbiage with the officer. My point was to walk through the parking lot, and next was to go into the building, which we successfully did. Okay. But, for me to go back and forth with him and let him know that, I already let him know there's no signs and he's telling me I'm subject to arrest. Okay. I've already did what I've done. I've been as you can see right there in this position right here, I'm pretty much done with the parking lot. I've walked all the way through it. I've been all the way around. We had our first encounter right there where the yellow machines are for the cars to go, through. So for me to keep standing there, my point is to document, get the documentation, and he already got the cherry on top by me saying I'm gonna be subject to arrest if I remain on private property for trespassing. So we already got the juice. Then I'm going to move to the third one, and I'm gonna shout y'all out one more time. But after this last engagement, y'all can go to this. The title of the video is right here at the top. Boston Artist Part 1. Part 1, Welcome to the Lion's Den, Boston Police Headquarters. So let me get to this third engagement, and then I'm going to shout y'all out, and I'm out of here, y'all.
To the officers, is the parking lot private property? Is the parking lot private property? Why isn't there a sign that says that it's private property?
It is private property, sir.
Okay, there's no sign or anything that indicates.
Once again, I'm being told by several officers that Boston Police Headquarters parking lot is private property.
This is a private building. You have to be public premises. They don't want you.
I have business here.
You do?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
So let's go inside. Let's go inside.
May you identify yourself, please?
So the mere fact that people don't want me in a public building doesn't constitute that I can't come in there. Okay, this is a public building. Private citizen is allowed in a public building. So him saying that they don't want me here, that's not enough. Actually, that's their problem.
20 hotels.
Private property.
Private property, ladies and gentlemen.
It's owned by the people.
Private property.
How can it be private property, sir?
This is not a government-funded building. This is not a government-funded building, sir. Would you mind identifying yourself, please? Officer Stodo, badge number.
You enter the building, you have to put all your stuff to get screened, sir. So put your cameras and everything in there, please. Thank you.
So this is not a government-funded building? This is not funded by the government?
You can't be in the parking lot. Right, the parking lot's private, sir.
Okay, why isn't there a sign that says trespassing? I don't have to do that right now. I'm still talking to you.
Well, you enter in the building, you put your stuff here, sir. All right, please.
Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me tonight. What I presented to y'all was just some documentation and surveillance that the BPD does on me, the resistance. They got problems when you record them, but they got no problems documenting what you doing and circulating within a department. We just read that they used my long ago firearms case for them to use caution. Within the narrative, it said that I was standing with a camera in my hand, recording under the First Amendment. Some officers told the security on site that what I was doing was protected under the Constitution. This is good evidence right here in case I need to use this in a jury trial. Submit it right on forth. The The words of the Boston police. You know, they word is gold, especially when it comes to the judges. Woo! Gold. Shout out to everybody in chat. Wolfie Gladly, the cop, beta. Perfect Sense Resistor Smokes Live. Moderator the star. The Queen, happy birthday. Manetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Hassam Erdeem at Teslier. Chris Budesa. Tracy Barnes. Ex-bootlicker. Damon Johnson. Gang's all here. TN Accountability. Recog Nation. Jonathan Acola. I'll make sure y'all be safe out there. Ladies, get dash cams. Ladies, get dash cams, okay? Place it right in the front of the steering wheel. Put it right there. Or you can put it in the middle. Make sure you be able to turn around when you get a traffic stop so you can put that motherfucker on the cop. And let him see that you recording. Seriously. Get dash cams. Ladies, get dash cams. Fellas, just pull your phone out and record. You get pulled over. Wherever you at, just pull your phone out and record. I know the ladies, they ain't really, I ain't pulling no phone out on no cabs and all that. Get the dash cam though. You got to get the dash cam. Queen, get the dash cam, Queen. Get the dash cam. I done seen a person beat many a tickets with a dash cam. Black gold. I'm out of here, y'all.